So we back with another video. Today we got y'all boys with the best Rebirth builds in the game. We're not gonna just give y'all the best build for every type of build. We're gonna give y'all the best Rebirth build. So for people that's trying to make Rebirth builds, these are gonna be the best of the best. Whether you're making a big man, whether you're making a guard, it does not matter. Even a lock, it does not matter what you're going for. You're gonna find it in this video. You guys do want more videos like this though. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, it's your boy Fitz. Let's hop into it.
Gold, limits range, all the other badges, Hall of Fame, or gold. Simple. Off that alone. Off of just having to get 3 balls to a 96. Simple as that. If you lower this, you do lose some badges, but the only badge you really lose off of the 3 ball is going to be your limits range. And that is kind of the main reason why you're going 96. Now, 84 mid range, you can have the ability to shoot middies at a gold level. So you have mid magician with all these other badges, Hall of Fame, or gold. That's going to be huge. Now, when it comes to the playmaking, you got an 85 pass accuracy. I wanted to go for an 89, so we have Tyrese, so I had a gold diamond. Couldn't do it, so we're just going to go like the LaMelo ball area, where you get LaMelo.
Alright, so with the best guard being in the game, we're going to give y'all 2. Now, for some of these, I'm going to give y'all, majority of these is only going to be 1. This one could have been 3, I ain't gonna lie, but I ain't want to go too crazy. I just wanted to limit the most I can give y'all is 2. So for this one, we just gonna give y'all 2. So first one is 6'5", 175, 6'7". In my opinion, the 6'5" are some of the most underrated builds in the entirety of the game. Now, there's a lot of ways you can go about making this build and get even more on this build than what I'm showing you guys. But this is the way I would make this build. So this is the way I would make this build. Now, when it comes to making this build, you're gonna go for a 96 3 ball. That's gonna get you gold agent 3s, gold limitless range, all these other badges, Hall of Fame or gold. Simple. Off that alone, off of just having your 3 ball to a 96, simple as that. If you lower this, you do lose some badges, but the only badge you really lose off of the 3 ball is going to be your limitless range. And that is kind of the main reason why you're going 96. Now 84 mid range, so you can be able to have the ability to shoot middies at a gold level. So you have midi magician with all these other badges, Hall of Fame or gold. That's gonna be huge. Now when it comes to the playmaking, you have an 85 pass accuracy. I wanted to go for an 89 so I can be able to have Tyrese, so I can have that gold dimer. Couldn't do it, so we're just gonna go with like the LaMelo ball area where you get LaMelo. I think LeBron is 86, but yeah, you get LaMelo, Magic Johnson, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Now 93 ball handle, that's gonna allow you to get handles for days, ankle breaker, and all these other badges. But all these other badges are kind of linked to other like stuff, so not handles for days, but killer combos and ankle breaker. That's why you went 93 instead of 92. Then you have an 89 speed ball. This is an underrated thing about this build. You can get 89 speed ball. That's gonna allow you to have Michael Jordan. This is the tallest build you can have Michael Jordan dribble style on. Now that's a starter 3 animation. So if you're not starter 3, you're not gonna have it. Simple as that. So if you're not starter 3, you're never gonna hit starter 3. You don't need 89 speed ball, so you probably will go with the other one I'm gonna give y'all. Now 75 perimeter defense. I just rather perimeter defense on this build than steal, because if I lower this perimeter defense, it's gonna be significantly lower steal, and with a lower wingspan, it's gonna be hard enough to get passing lanes. But having a steal under 85, I just don't feel I'm gonna get as many pokes as I really should. So I don't think it's as worth going 75, where I actually could play some good on-ball defense with this build. The only thing is, it's gonna be people getting blow-bys, but when you get used to that, you'll be better. Now 86 speed, that's gonna get you speed booster, hyperdrive. 85 acceleration, that's gonna get you triple strike, Hall of Fame, which is so underrated, and then you're gonna get blow-bys. And then you got 55 strength, so you can get clamps and fearless finisher, nothing else. Vertical, read and touch, and then stamina 96, so you can have handles for days. I tried to make sure I can get everything. And then when it comes to the layups, you have an 80 layup, so you can get Pro Touch, Hall of Fame, and every other badge you see on the screen. You're even gonna get badges like Slithery, Silver, and then Gold Float Game, Gold Scoop, and Bronze Fearless Finisher. So that's just really what it is. Now when it comes to the build comes out as similar to shades of, I think that's gonna be Steve Nash. Yeah, Steve Nash, CJ McCollum, and De'Aaron Fox. That's gonna be the build number 1 for the guards. And spoiler alert, we're not gonna have no super small guards on this list, because I don't think that those are some of the best builds in this game, in my opinion. All right, next is gonna be the alternative. Now I gave y'all this build very recently, which is why I gave y'all the other one first, because I haven't given y'all that build. Now, so we got the 6'6" build, the very, very popular 98 midi, 94 3-ball build. I just uploaded this video, so y'all should already know where it's going. 6'6", 180, 6'6". So when it comes to the build, you're gonna end up with 98 mid-range, so you can get all these badges, Hall of Fame or gold, and you're gonna go 94 3 balls so you can get aging threes and limitless range gold or silver. Simple as that. Then you have an 83 free throw so you can play 5v5, but it's not too high, not too low, you know what I'm saying? On the last one it was like 70 something, but it just couldn't get that much higher. Now, 89 pass accuracy on this build. You're gonna have an 89, so you're gonna have Dimer, you're gonna be able to have the options of Tyrese Halliburton and everything under it. So you have way more options on pass styles. And then you got the same ball handle, a little bit lower speed of ball because you are 6'6", 6'5", just get a little bit higher speed of ball. But if you're not starter 3, it's not that big of a deal going from 83 to 89, because the only reason you're going 89 for real, it's gonna help you moving up and down the court for sure when you got the ball in your hands, but really it's mainly for Michael Jordan dribble style. Simple as that. Now, perimeter defense, went over this on the first build, 75. Perimeter defense is just easier to put on this build than a steal, and then when you have a lower wingspan, it's gonna be a little bit harder to play passing lanes. So at that point, you're gonna really have to have like an 85 steal to really get steals consistently. This build is just hard to do so with everything else I'm getting on this build. Then you have an 86 speed, 83 acceleration. You're not getting triple strike, Hall of Fame. So why would I go anything above 83? Whereas all I need to get blow-bys, and that's what we did. Then we have a 45 strength. We didn't go 55 because it's just gonna be too tough to get that fearless finisher. Then when it comes to the vertical, we did not touch. We got 99 stamina. Then when it comes to the finishing, a little bit lower. We got the same close shot, a little bit lower driving layup. I actually could have lowered the close shot. I kind of maybe tweaked on that, but you really didn't need a 60. I think it could have been a 54 close shot, so I could have probably saved on the close shot on the other one. But yeah, that's something you can tweak. And then 80 driving layup. I may tweak that real quick just to show you guys in this video, just so I can like get that off for y'all boys. But yeah, when it comes to the build, I showed this already. Like I said, similar to shades of Steve Nash, CJ McCollum, Austin Reeves. That's pretty much the build. That's not who you similar to. It's shades of. Maybe stop saying similar to. I'm used to it because of 2K20. But yeah, playmaking sharpshooter. That's the build. And yeah, I'm gonna show you guys an updated tweak version of the 6.5 real quick before we hop into the next builds. All right, so giving y'all the updated version real quick. Only people that's gonna watch the whole video gonna catch this. If you skipping around, you ain't really catching this. So 6'5", 175, 6'7". Nothing changed there. But this is the significant change. Since we are going 68. Since we aren't going 98 mid-range on this build like the other one, I was testing out a lot of stuff making this. So I had it 98, but when you raise it to 98, it raises the close shot to 68. So I can lower that 13. That saves me a lot. So now I have a 55 because if you lower this, you don't have the 80 layup. So I need the 80, so that's gonna go 55 instead of 54. So it's not just linked to the mid-range, it's linked to the driving layup. But I still have to go standing up because it's gonna be something left over. You can put this on standing dunk or you can put this on offensive rebound. That's on you. But since I'm able to save, I'm not able to have a way higher free throw. That's not it though. But I go from an 85 pass accuracy to an 89, allowing me to have Dimer and the Tyrese Halliburton pass style. So that's pretty significant. Pretty much the same build, except you have a 98 on the other one and a 90 or 84 on this one, and you have a 94 on the other one and a 96 on this one. And then when it comes to the speed of ball, that's higher, and you got a higher acceleration on this build, and you got a higher strength on this build, and you got a higher driving layup on this build. So hey, that's interesting to me. Let's go ahead and see what the build comes out as. I think the build name even came out a little bit different as well because of that one little minor tweak. Steve Nash, CJ McCollum, Kobe White, who've been hooping this year, and the build comes out as a playmaking perimeter creator. So yeah, that's gonna be the updated version of the 6.5. Let's hop into the next one. All right, next, hopping into the next builds, we got the 6.6. Now so when it comes to the 6.6, I did go 230. You can go lower on in this because I only need, I guess I'll show this for here, but you only need like a 198 or 197 and 6'10" wingspan. That's really all you need. That's pretty much simple as that. Now, with me doing that, it did lower something. I don't even know what it lowered. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Oh, I know what it did because I actually had this. So I need 199 so I can have this 74. Now, with this build, I just showed you guys this as well. When I went over the 98 mid-range, 93, or not 93, but 94 3-ball build. This was my version of a 6.8. I think that my version is better because you're gonna have pretty much the same defense capabilities, a little bit less pass, a little bit, you know what I'm saying, pretty much the same ball handle, same speed with ball, same speed, same acceleration. You have strength on this build, so that's a big difference. You have much more vertical on this build. That's a pretty significant difference. And yeah, you can dunk. You can dunk, and like the layup is not significantly different. The only significant difference is pretty much mid-range from 98 to 84. I make mid-ranges, like, it's pretty tough for me to miss mid-ranges. The only things I'm missing is contestants, and I'm even greening some contestants. So that's one. And then when it comes to 3-ball, you're not going to have the gold agent 3s, and you're not going to have the silver limitless range. And a lot of these badges is not going to be gold or Hall of Fame, which significantly most of these are Hall of Fame. The only one that's not really Hall of Fame is like Blinders and Deadeye. I think those are the two that's gold. I think even those may be Hall of Fame, actually. I think these two may actually be Hall of Fame. It's just really Agent 3s and Limitless Range that's really not going to be Hall of Fame. And Whistle. So that's really the significant difference. Is going to be really your shooting badges. But I'll say, I ain't gonna lie, if you can't shoot an 89 3-ball in this game, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest, this 2K just might not be for you. It's just as simple as that. You can't shoot consistently with an 84 mid-range. This 2K just might not be for you. It's kind of simple as that. But the big difference for me, honestly, is the pass accuracy. Because going from 82 to 89 is a significant thing. Because not only are you getting badges like bailout, which honestly, I don't know if you even really need on this game. Because you can get a lot of bailouts. It's just sometimes it's gonna be a bad pass. But yeah, having the ability to get the LaMelo pass style at 85, having the ability to get the 89 pass style at 89, and getting dime or gold, that's pretty significant. That's just me. But yeah, you do have the 99 free throw. You do have the 99 stamina, and you also have the 90 driving dunk. So that's pretty significant. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into the build name real quick. Last but not least, similar to shades of Houston Rockets, Kings, Lakers. I'm not gonna lie, if you point guard, go over a certain height, I feel like they just got a limited names they can give you, but shot creating, 3-level threat, that's the build. Let's hop into the next one. All right, next is going to be the 6-7 builds. Now, when it comes to the 6-7s, the 6-7s is so tough to rank, I had to put both. I couldn't leave one out without the other. So 6-7, 180, 610. When it comes to this build, you're gonna be able to have limitless range, you're gonna be able to have agent 3s, you're gonna have both of those. You will have agent 3s regardless, but being able to have agent 3s to silver, pretty significant. Having bronze limitless range, pretty significant. Now, with that being said, you have a 90 driving up. Went over the tiers earlier when it came to the high flyer build, the slasher build. If you didn't peep that, just go look at that. But yeah, we have a 90, so we can have gold, precision dunker, and also we're gonna have contact dunks, obviously, on this build. Now, you're gonna have posterizer and all that other stuff. Layup is linked to the driving dunk. Didn't really care too much about it. A lot of my dunk builds, I don't really care too much about layup because that just kind of is what it is. When I'm driving, I don't really want to do layups. I'm really gonna want to do dunks. Kind of simple. And I'm gonna be honest, even some still, layup is like one of the last things I put up on these builds that have dunk, and I'm still able to make a lot of pretty wild layups because this game, as long as you can green it, it's pretty much anything is greenable as long as it's not 100%, which is kind of wild. It's kind of wild. It's just a smaller green window. But yeah, it's kind of wild. But 79 mid-range, that's going to allow me to have my mini magician. But I just put that up as high as possible so I can make mid-ranges just to give me that 3-levelness to it. Because mid-range on this game is pretty important, in my opinion. Because it allows you to be able to play with more builds. Like if you play 5 out, you're going to really want a mid-range and a dunk ability, in my opinion. So yeah, that's just what it is. But if you are playing pick and roll, you don't need that 3-ball ability. That's what I think this build has a boost on the other. But yeah, 99 free throw. That's gonna be pretty much for the 5v5. You got an 82 pass accuracy. That's gonna allow you to have touch passer and some other pass styles and stuff, and all these other badges pretty much. Then you have an 87 ball handle. 87 ball handle actually unlocks certain like dribble animations, but you also, main reason I really did it, I ain't gonna lie, is for killer combos. You get significantly more stuns with silver killer combos than just bronze. Kind of just that simple. 77 speed ball, that's gonna allow you to have like all these badges like blow by, speed booster, but mainly I did it at 77 for triple strike. If you don't care about that, you don't have to put that there. 60 interior defense, I think nope, I just put this up. I don't even know why. Oh, nope, it's for 78. And I guess I had something else left over to put up. I didn't want to do offensive. I guess I could have did offensive rebound, but that's only gonna be 28. I mean, that's really on you what you want to do. Do you want to offensive rebound? Do you want to go defensive rebound? Do you want to go post control? Do you want to go interior defense? That's on you which one you want to do. I'm going to put interior defense because that's what I had. 75 printed defense, I have clamps. Pretty simple. And all these other badges, at least bronze or silver. And then you have steel, so you have 85. Like I said, I feel like there is a boost from 81 to 85, whether it be passing lanes, especially on balls, but even passing lanes. Like, even though it's like your steel, your interceptor is still gonna be there, but I do think the steal rating actually does matter besides the badge. Like, I feel like this rating actually does matter. One of the most overpowered ratings in the game. Simple as that. In this build, I wouldn't say it's a short wingspan. It's kind of in the middle. It's not long. It's not short. Okay, let's just keep it moving. That's a crazy pause. But 78 speed block. With 78 block, you're not getting anchor because you're not having the 61 interior defense. Like you've seen, I tried to get that up, but everything else in this build, I kind of need. Now, if you want to lower something to get that, I guess it would have to be the free throw. And now you are able to have anchor. But is that really worth it? I guess that really kind of depends on the person. You know what I'm saying? Would you rather 99 or 93? That's really on you. But for video purposes, I guess I do it like that. But yeah, 78 block, that's really only on there because of the chase down artist. But if you can get anchor, that's going to boost your ability to get more blocks. That's going to boost your ability to get chase down blocks. So that's going to be pretty significant. So yeah. Then you got the 81 speed. I think I can, no, I can't lower that. 81 speed, that's going to be for speed booster and stuff like that. But you can get that higher if you want to. 75 acceleration, that's for triple strike and everything else. But you can get that higher if you want to. I just think it's no point on this build. 71 strength, so you can have a mover enforcer. The first one with just 71. Usually I go 73 so I can have physical handles, but this one I went 71. 75 vertical. I think I did need 78 to get contact dunks. So yeah, I think I do need to change that. If I had to change that, I think I would probably go lower mid range. I think I would go lower mid range personally, and then I would go 78 there, or I would go lower free throw. It's really one of those two. I can go here, then I can go and get my what's it called up as high as I could. Go 78, and that would be like a 76. But then it comes kind of a completely different build in my opinion. So that's really an interesting one. I think you do need 78 to be able to have all the contact dunks. So say for instance, if you want to have the 87 and 75, and then you want that 89 and 78, I think if you want to have all, you need the 78 vertical. So that's a very interesting one. But yeah, stamina 92. Pretty simple. I don't really think you need both contact dunks for the pros. I think as long as you have one and you're able to get contact dunks, you're able to get contact dunks. So that's really on you how you want to go about that. I made it the other way. That's really just what it is. And then you got Lonzo, Derek Harper, James Harden, and it comes out as a balanced offensive point. One of the more, you know what I'm saying, unique names in the game. So yeah, pretty simple. All right, next is going to be another 6'7". So this is the same. Which one you think is better is really preference. I'd probably rather this one because it's really, in my opinion, more versatile as a lock. But I mean, it's really preference. It really comes down to what you rather. 6'7", 194, 7'4". Now, when it comes to this one, the reason why I rather this one because yeah, you do get limitless range. Yeah, you get AJ threes. But the shots I hit on 78 3-ball builds, I'm not gonna lie, it's not significantly different. It's not really any difference. I'm not gonna lie. It's not really any difference in the shots I personally hit. I really do be hitting some pretty crazy shots no matter what the 3-ball is, as long as it's a 78 plus. My only difference I say from a 78 plus, if I go down to like a 75, I will say I do see a little bit less consistency after I go under 78. But I even had a build with 73 3-ball where I was hitting some pretty wild shots. It's just not to the same consistency as if it was 78 or 80. I think 80 is really a little bit more consistent than 78. But after you get to 80, it's not really a significant difference in my opinion. I guess you can just hit more deep shots without take and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not a significant difference in my playing experience. But yeah, you have a 78, 72, so you can have mid-range and 3-ball. 74 free throws, so you can be able to like make free throws. But again, if you want to have your free throws to 80, you can literally do so by going here. I think I was supposed to put 93 instead of 92. I think I put 92 in the last one. I meant to put 93, but that's here nor there. 90 driving dunks, so you can have precision dunker, contact dunks, pretty much simple, understandable. Then you have the pass accuracy, ball handle, speed ball combo. Instead of 82, you have 79 on this one. Pretty much the same ball handles, pretty much the same speed ball. Nothing else to talk about there because it's the same thing. Interior defense higher because of the block. With the block on this build, you actually do end up with gold chase down artists. Now, if you want to have the anchor silver, you can do that. Not necessarily for me, but it is going to boost your blocking ability. It's just going to be kind of tough to raise that. You probably would have to lower this and then try to go up here. That's not even enough. So yeah, you already seen how I had to finagle to get this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? I would just go 73. Simple. 83 printed defense, not even gonna be 85, but it is gonna be better defense than 75. I will say that. You're gonna get all these other badges, silver, so challenger. Having silver to bronze is pretty significant. Having bronze to silver fast feet. I'm gonna be honest, fast feet is one of those badges that I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really felt a significant difference on this one, personally. But yeah, I guess. 85 steel, pretty big deal. Really important stat, whether it be the badges or just the stat in general. Got it to 85, same thing. 87 block, went over this already pretty much. Rebounding, pretty much same thing, just a little bit higher, but it's not gonna be significant difference. Same speed, same acceleration, higher strength. I do have physical handles on this build in comparison to 71, where I only had a movement enforcer, so that's something. And then you have an 80 vertical to go alongside your block, so you can be able to have chase down goal. So now you're easily gonna be able to have, you know what I'm saying, the content dunks and stuff like that. And then you have a 93 stamina. Another thing that you could have dropped on the last one, I guess, would be the pass accuracy instead of what I dropped. But yeah, that's another option, I guess, to give you guys if you didn't make it this far. And then similar to shades of Chicago Bulls, Derek Harper and James Harden. And that's going to be pretty much the build, similar to shades of inside out threat. Until I see a build that's more unstoppable than this, until I see a build that's more well-rounded than this, I've even improved it to a certain state that, like, what do you do with this build? But yeah, the 6'8 build, you've seen it. I've had gameplay with it. It's just unstoppable. 6'8", 208, 7'3" wingspan. It's up to you. So yeah, point guard, you can go any position, point guard, shooting guard, small forward. You can play all three positions very easily. But this is the build. This is the 3-level threat build. This build can do everything. It can shoot at a really high rate. I told y'all when I was talking about the 78, I do think it is a little bit of a difference between 78 to 80. But after you go 80, I haven't felt a really significant difference personally until you get to like 92 maybe, 96 maybe. So you can get like crazy different limitless ranges and stuff like that. But not too crazy in my opinion, in the 80 tiers, in my opinion. But yeah, you have the 89 to go alongside that so you can have blinders, catch and shoot, and all this stuff. I used to have 88 mid-range, but that didn't give me blinders. I remade it. I got 89. Significant. I had 81, 3 or 80 on the first one. I don't remember. It was one or the other. I think it was 81, but I had 88 mid-range. I went 80 on this one with an 89. Not a significant. I'm going to be honest. It's literally like probably more OP doing it like this, to be honest with you. And I have a 95 free throw to play 5v5. But let's get into the finishing real quick. On the original, I had 94 with an 82 vertical, so I could have elite content dunks. I'm here to tell you, bro, it's not a significant difference from 94 to 93. Like I told you guys, the tiers I would do on the high flyer, I'll go 93. If you do want to go 94 with an 82, I guess you can. But it's literally not possible to do with everything I got on this build. But if you don't feel like you need this rating, which we're going to get into, then yeah, you're fine. But yeah, 93 driving dunk, posterizer, salute finisher. You get all these badges, gold or Hall of Fame, and then you get silver whistle. But yeah, 73 layup. I did have a higher layup on the original. I think it was 77, but don't really find myself really ever doing layup with the ability to do mid ranges on this build or being as crazy as it is. Standing dunk, don't really need it too much. And then yeah, I think this is based off the mid range. Now post control. The reason why I put this up, I ain't gonna lie, I literally don't need it. I literally don't use it. So I'm not gonna lie. It just literally makes the build more unstoppable. That's the only way I can explain it. The only way I put this on is just to be more unstoppable. I don't know why. I was just literally being greedy. I don't need this at all. I don't use this at all. But like, say for instance, if I'm playing 1v1, for whatever reason, my mid-range is not hitting. My 3-pointer's not hitting. They're playing paint. I can put you in the post. I can go back down. I can go drop stepper. I go post speed, and I can go post fade with an 89 mid-range. But again, I don't need this. I just put it on just to be more overpowered. Like literally, I don't need it. And then, if you remember on the first one, I didn't have no post control. I literally didn't have it. I literally didn't have this, and it was already broken. It's just even more OP to have. It's just simple as that. On the first one, I had 77 pass accuracy. I'm at 79 now. First one I had 85, 77. You understand why I went 85. That's the max ball handle you can have. You get certain dribble animations. You get all these badges right here you see on the screen. Then 77, you can get triple strike and everything else that's under it. And then when it comes to the defense, 83 printed defense. Originally I had 85, but I don't really think there's a real big reason to go silver clamps because it's not the best bump badge. And what I didn't have originally is the other best bump badge. So yeah, we got that significantly higher on this build. But yeah, 85 steel. I went over this time and time again. Steel rating, in my opinion, is so OP on this game. But when you go alongside putting in glove, putting interceptor, right stick ripper, it becomes even more good. I don't really know if it's even a combination of words that you can say more good, but yeah, you understand what I'm saying. Interior defense going alongside steel, so I didn't really raise it. Defensive rebound, same thing. 81 speed, that's for speed booster, and I kind of just did that to get speed booster. That's really what it is. 75 acceleration, just did that to get triple strike and everything else you see on the screen. 82 strength. You get all these badges: bulldozer, clamps, fearless finisher, physical handles, back down punisher, brick wall. But I put it on here to get the best bump badge in the game, and Movable Enforcer Silver. I don't have silver clamps, but I have a Movable Enforcer. I'm telling y'all, boys, it's bumpologist. I'm telling y'all, bro. I was up to something coming into this game this year, making a bump build. I'm telling y'all, I was up to something. But there was so many ways you could go about making it with this Movable Enforcer. And I'm gonna be honest, this build don't lack. It does not lack. The only thing I say is a hole is the blocking. You really can't get no blocks at all. I don't really need rebound on my build. I just don't. It just is what it is. On some of my builds I go offense rebound, but I don't really need it. Then you got 80 vertical to go alongside posterizer, area wizard. I've told y'all time and time again, I do think vertical affects your ability to dunk more in frequency and all that type of stuff, but I needed that to be able to have posterizer, contact dunks, and all that different type of stuff, so that's what I did. Then you have a 93 stamina. I personally think that 95 to 90 isn't significant, so if I was to remake it, I would probably do that. But yeah, that's the build. In my opinion, that's the best build. Definitely the best offensive build in the game, in my opinion. Similar to Shades Up, Pistons, Magic, Clippers, Kay Cunningham, Penny Hardaway, James Harden. I'm gonna be honest, pretty solid, but I mean, it ain't crazy. It's a 3-level threat build. If you went shooting guard, you would get different similar to Shades Up, whatever you want to call it. Small forward, same thing, you would get different Shades Up. When it comes to this build, the next build we got on the list, that's the best slasher build in the game. So 6'8", 191, 7'5" wingspan. When it comes to this build, you have an 80 lip, so you're gonna get pro touch. You don't really have to do that. You can really go for the 90, or not the 90, but the 77, and you'll be pretty much fine. But you're gonna have a 97 driving. Now, I've went over the tiers for the dunking multiple times, but I want y'all to understand this in this video, just in case nobody heard it. I'm either going 50, so I can get the Luka. Then I'm going all the way up to 84, so I can get the LeBron James and everything under it, so you can get some of those starter 3 dunk packages like, you know what I'm saying, the quick drops off one, the front clutches, and all that type of stuff. Then after that, I'm going 90, so I can get precision dunker. I don't think there's really a point of going 87 just to get content dunks when your precision dunker only is gonna be silver, and it's gonna be it's gonna be way tougher with a silver precision dunker than it is with a gold. Then after that, I'm going 93 driving dunk, so I can get gold posterizer. Now you do have to link a lot of this stuff up with your vertical, which is why I do it like this as well. And then after that, I'm going 97 so I can get Hall of Fame precision dunker. I don't really see a way where anybody should be going 99 driving dunk in this game. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, after that, you're going 99 driving dunk so you can get Hall of Fame posterizer. But yeah, I don't really see a way anyone's going 99 driving dunk in this game. Bro, going from 99 to 98 alone is like 4 overall. It's like 96 to 99. It's so significantly hard. And then look at this build with just 97. It limits so much of what you can do on this game. But I will say, 97 driving dunk might literally be the most broken thing in this game. If it still wasn't in this game, still is pretty OP. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot cap. Mid-range is pretty OP too. But the 97 driving dunk is almost an automatic 2 every time. It doesn't matter if they're sitting in the paint. And Lord forbid you pop that slasher takeover. It's literally a contact dunk every single play. You get every contact dunk in the game. Depending, I mean, you got the smalls and the bigs, so that's a little different. But yeah, you get every contact dunk in the game when it comes to the pro and elites, and it gets crazy. Now, you get a 42 standing dunk alongside that because that's linked to this 97 driving dunk. Now, you got 86 mid-range on this build. You are able to shoot mid-range on this build. Now, I went 86. I went mid-range instead of 3-ball because you're not going to be able to have that crazy 3-ball with this wingspan, so I went higher on the mid-range because it's also easier to do so. So you're going to get some of these shooting badges. It's going to be so nice to have, like, open looks, which is going to be nice because I'm only really shooting when I'm open. Because so many people, you got to stop this build so hard from getting to the rim that you kind of have to play off. And if you're playing high, oh my gosh, it's automatic. If you remember my 6'9" build from last year, this is literally that build on this game. Now, when it comes to the 3-ball, you have a 75. Now, you see me sometimes say 78. I do 78 so I can get my jump shot. But I'm telling y'all, you can, if you have a 70+ 3 ball in this game, it's pretty easy to shoot on this game, 3-point wise. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, and this is from me that don't play the game nearly as much as I did for the first 3 seasons. But when I hop on and I play on this build, it's still green bean. All I gotta do is really, if you really like struggle for real, just make sure you make your first shot. If you make your first shot, everything else is gonna be so much simpler. You miss that first shot and you're not really like good at timing your jump shot, it's gonna be, everything else gonna be a little tougher. I ain't gonna lie. That's just kind of how this game is. So what I do is, if I'm not really knowing I'm not playing the game as much, I try to get a midi off to start the game with this build and this green machine, trying to get the green machine, try to get active for the next shot, and yeah, it's tough. Yeah, 90 free throw, that's gonna get you free for stuff. This build has, I think it has whistle, and you're gonna get a lot of foul calls with that. And playing value 5, you want to be able to have free throw, 79 pass accuracy, so you can get the de'Aaron and everything else that comes under it for pass downs, and you're gonna get all these passing badges. You have an 81 ball handle. This is kind of the underrated thing. This is gonna get you the dribble moves that you need with this build. This is gonna get you the badges you need with this build, and this is the minimum you need for a speed booster, I believe. If you go lower, yeah, that's the minimum you need for speed booster. Then you go 77 speed with ball, so you can have triple strike and everything else that you get from the speed with ball. You got a 51 interior defense because of the 81 steal. I really wish you could have an 85, but this is what I was saying on the guards. If you are going small wingspan, 81 is not even really an option for you because it's going to be so significantly like such a higher skill gap with a small wingspan compared to a build like 6'8", 7'5" wingspan. That's a really small, like a small skill gap in terms of passing lane steals. But it's safe, for instance, if you even could get 85, you're going to be able to not just play passing lanes, but also get way more on ball steals. Now, I do get on ball steals with this build, but it's not as frequent as if I had, obviously, 85. But yeah, 31 block because of the vert, 26 offensive rebound, 36 defensive rebound, yeah. 83 speed, I just put that up as high as possible so I can move a little bit faster. 75 acceleration so I can have triple strike and everything else that comes with it. 73 strength so I can be able to have physical handles, a mover enforcer. If I could have got bulldozer on this build, that probably would have been crazy. But I don't really need it because I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people go no strength on their build. You're gonna see in this video, that's not really a thing I do a lot of times. I might at least, because I'm gonna be honest, like, off of mover enforcer alone, which is one of the best badges in the entire game, I feel like I don't understand the point of not going strength personally. But yeah, 86 vertical, so you have all the contact dunks, and then you have a 99 stamina, and that's gonna be pretty much the build. You know what it's coming out as if it's a slasher build. 72 shades of, you get the Pistons, Lakers, Hornets, Cade Cunningham, Austin Reeves. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. We're just gonna keep it moving. I don't even understand how that's even, bro. Which one of these, like, who in this 3 is even dunking? Doesn't matter. High flyer. You know what the build gonna come out as if you make it a dunker build. And yeah, that's just pretty much the build. And the funniest thing is when people think I can't shoot at all because it says high flyer, they think I can't play defense at all because it says high flyer, and I have to show them. All right, next. Now, next is gonna be the big man build. So we gonna have 2 for this one. It's gonna be a little bit tougher to put this into one because you got the shooting bigs and you got the inside bigs. Now, when it comes to my shooting big, I guess we can call it a back end more than a big man build. I guess you can say that because I know a lot of people want to have taller big men than this. But on my big men, I like to be able to do a lot more, you know what I'm saying, than just be able to play the paint, get rebounds, offense, play the paint, and then on offense sometimes be able to shoot. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to play pick and roll. I want to be able to do all that type of stuff. So yeah, I want my defense to be a lot more reliable all around. So 6'8", 233, 7'6" wingspan. When it comes to the build, you're gonna have an 84 driving dunk. That's gonna allow you to have the contact dunks that allow you to get like the alley-oop contact dunks for when you do play pick and roll. So it's gonna be able to play pick and roll. 73 standing dunks, so you can be able to do like standing dunks and stuff like that. But with the 73 standing dunk, I think you do get precision dunker based off your driving dunk, but you do have the ability to do precision dunker and stuff like that, so that's gonna be nice. Aerial wizard gold is gonna be tough, and then you have a 64 layup, 44 close shot. I do think that you do want to go, if you're planning on being like more of an inside presence, I do think that you're gonna want to have like close shot to a certain level. I think 80 is what you need for like pro touch, but I do think that's interesting aspect of being an inside big. 78 3 ball, all I need for my jump shot, and with me being a swing, I can literally get my literal jump shot, so that's so tough. And then we have an 88 free throw for 5v5. 75 pass accuracy, so you can have all these pass styles, all these passing badges, but mainly for break starter. Then when it comes to the speed with ball and ball handle is not significant for a big man build in my opinion. that can shoot. And it comes to not shooting, then that does become more prevalent and stuff like that. But for this one, not really. Now, for the defense, you got a 78 interior defense. This one is a really interesting one. Interior defense is kind of interesting because that's how you kind of play the post. It's not really, supposedly, it's not how you get good contests in the paint and stuff like that. But it does say as well as contest near the rim. But I don't know. They be saying multiple different things year in, year out. And yeah, so I tried to get that as high as possible just in case it is for contesting near the paint. But they be kind of like with what Mike Wang says on Twitter and what the game be saying, it sometimes be two different things. So I don't really, they be confusing me with interior defense. So I put that up as high as I could. But yeah, that's just what it is, 78. I do have it linked to my block so I can get anchor, but besides that, I just tried to get it as high as possible, just in case it does help you get more contests near the rim. One thing I used to remember interior defense being, it apparently was making it made it tougher for your build to get dunked on. So that's a pretty significant thing. So say for instance somebody has precision dunker, it's supposed to be a much smaller green window. On this game, that's not the case. So yeah, all you gotta really do is sit in the paint though, and it's gonna be really tough no matter what the interior defense is. But perimeter defense, yeah, this is just so I can play 5v5, so I have some clamps, I have some of these perimeter defense badges, so I can just be able to play 5v5, pick and roll. I can switch onto guard sometimes, but for short spans and stuff like that, I'm not really supposed to be like the lock, you know what I'm saying? I'm just supposed to be the person that can hedge and stuff like that. And then you got 95 steal. Now this is kind of the most interesting thing of the build. 95 steal, that's gonna allow you to have Hall of Fame interceptor, gold glove, gold right stick ripper. Now I don't really care about having either one of those Hall of Fame because yeah, gold is already gonna be good enough. Having Hall of Fame interceptor is gonna have your passing lanes with a max wingspan, by the way, ridiculous. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's not really any shape or form that you can do this on any other big man build. Like if you go any taller than this, you cannot have Hall of Fame interceptor for real. So that is pretty significant in my opinion. They give a 92 block. You could go 93, but going 93, you have to go with a certain vertical, and yeah, that's just gonna be a little tough to do on this build, especially if you go up on block. That's gonna be hard to do with everything else that we got. So yeah, that's just what I did. Went 92 so I can get anchor, pogo stick, chase down artist gold. Then you got 70 offensive rebounds, so you do have the ability to get offensive rebounds. You do get post playmaker, but post playmaker is not just playing out of the post. It's also based off like when you're passing out of offensive rebounds and stuff like that. So that's pretty significant in my opinion. So yeah, when you pass out from an offensive rebound, it does boost people's shooting ability. And then you got defensive rebound 93, so you can have box out beast, rebound chaser, pogo stick. Really, really significant, really, really tough to have, and it's gonna make you just that much better of a big man. Now, one thing I'll say that's kind of a hole of this build, if I had to say any hole, would be the vertical to go alongside your rebound and block. If I could have had a 90 vertical in my dream world, that's what I would do. And that's gonna pretty much give you like a boost to every badge to a whole nother tier. So if it's a gold, it's pretty much gonna perform like a Hall of Fame badge with that rating that you have. So yeah, I really based the rebounding blocks, well not blocks, but rebounding mainly off the badge. If you can get to a certain badge tier, do it by all means, and just try to have your vertical as high as possible. That's what I do, because you can pretty much rebound with a lot of these ratings at a pretty high rate. But if you can't get a certain badge, you can be at a disadvantage sometimes, in my opinion. But yeah, 81 speed is a big man. Having 81 speed on the big man is pretty significant. 70 acceleration, so you can have fast feet and stuff like that, so you can switch out on people and stuff like that and be a little bit better. And then 90 strength, so you can have box out beast, moving enforcer, brick wall, Hall of Famer gold. And you also even get badges like bulldozer, clamps, post lockdown because of strength as well. So yeah, then yeah, vertical, like I said, if you want to talk about just the badges aspect of it, you do get chase down artist, area wizard, pogo stick, posterizer, rise up, all based off your vertical too. But yeah, vertical doesn't just help your rebounding, it also significantly helps your blocking ability. It also significantly helps your dunking ability. If somebody tells you that's not true, then I don't know what to tell you. That one, I'm not fighting on it. Like, even if you want to talk about it only helps you in terms of like getting certain content and stuff like that, that is not true. It literally significantly helps you on this game, dunking, blocking, rebounding. Simple. Stamina 98. Build comes out as similar to Shades of Boston Celtics, Nets, Pelicans, Dave Cowens, Nicholas Claxton, Giannis Valanciunas. Build comes out as an inside out threat. Catfish build. People not going to expect you to really be a big man for real. And yeah, it's going to be a hooper build. I'm telling y'all right now. Now, the next one is my big man build in terms of inside. Now, it's not perfect, I ain't gonna lie. There's some things I definitely would rather have on this build higher, but it's just tough to have everything on this game. So 6'10", 226, 7'8". Now when I originally made it at a significantly higher driving dunk, but when I made it this time, I wanted to be a little bit more bilingual in how I could create. So yes, like I said on the last one, which was kind of like a teaser to what I was gonna do on my inside, I didn't be able to get my close shot as high as I really wanted to. But with the dunk meter being as OP as it is with standing dunks, I did try to go more so to being that type of route. And I also do have post control, so I can be able to do a lot more stuff like drop steps, post spins, and stuff like that to get people out my way. Now, free throw. I really wish I could have got free throw a little bit higher. That's the first thing I definitely, or not the first thing, second thing. Close shot, I definitely feel like I should have got that as high as I could, but I couldn't get it any higher than I did. 60 free throw, wish I could have got that higher. But 86 pass accuracy, I got gold break starter on this build. That's pretty significant in my opinion. And then like I said, when you are inside and you have no 3-ball, you have to be able to have a little bit more creation. So I have post control to create if I want to create out the post, but I also can dribble. So I have speed of ball, I have ball handle, so I can be able to create for myself like that as well. So those are two things you can do. Now, if you feel like you don't need both, you can lower one. If you feel like you don't need either, you can lower both. Simple as that. That's really a preference thing. That's really how y'all, if y'all feel like y'all need offensive rebound more, close shot more, free throw more, by all means make that change. That's gonna be a preference thing. Again, interior defense, try to get that up as high as possible while I can still have my block, which is kind of low, my steal, which is kind of low, and my rebound, which is kind of low. So that's just really what it had to be. I just linked it to my block so I can have anchor. That's just really what it is. But it says it helps you with shot contest near the rim and stuff like that. So I really do want to have that as high as possible. It just was tough to do so. Perimeter defense, this build is like not gonna be able to do that what it did on the last one when it comes to being able to switch out. It can, but it can't. So yeah, you're just gonna get blown by and stuff like that. It's just not that good. But 81 steal, that's gonna be able to allow you to play passing lanes and stuff like that. But I will say 81 for some reason is significantly harder to get passing lanes consistently than 85. I don't know why, but it is. I don't know why, but it is. And you have to go 6'10" so you can be able to have the standing contact dunks. That's pretty significant. Now, the third hole to this build is the offensive rebound. I wish I could have had this significantly higher, but like I said, I do this based off thresholds. So either I'm going for a 60, 70, 80, 90, you know what I'm saying, plus threshold 99, or I'm going for the badge. And I got it to 60. That's as high as I possibly could get it. But yeah, I really wish I could have got this higher, even still. But I only have an 85 to begin with. I would have to go like a 77, and that would lower my rebound chaser. And I just went over this on the last build. You just really want to get your rebound chaser as high as possible. But I had to go 85 so I can get box out beast gold. So those two things had to be done, and that's the only. I guess I could have went higher offensive rebound than defensive rebound, but in my opinion, that would not have been as good. But yeah, speed 75. That's gonna have you moving up and down fast with this 6'10" build. Literally max speed for this build with the weight, height, and all that. Then you have a 65 acceleration, so you can get big driver. Then you have an 84 strength, so you can be able to get all these other badges. Really wish I could have had this a little bit higher too, like 90 would have been perfect. So I can have gold brick wall, so I can have gold and moving enforcer, but it just is what it is. Then you have an 88 vertical. Got this up as high as I possibly could, since I am gonna have, you know, the block, the rebound to that magnitude. Having that as high as possible, like I said, is gonna just make those badges go up a tier, like pretty much. Rebound chaser, up a tier. Blocking ability, up a tier. All that. I'm telling y'all that vertical is significant. So on this build, I get arguably more blocks on this build than the last one. Now, when it comes to rebounds, I do get more rebounds than the other one. But if I had the 90, I'm telling y'all, I probably would get just as many rebounds on this one as the other one. Or even more. I actually probably do get more because I'm in the paint more, but that's kind of a different context because I'm just in the paint more on this inside. So like when I'm on my shooting big, I'm not in the paint as much on offense. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing pick and rolls, but I'm mostly popping. So like on the other one, I'm just not in the paint as frequently. Where in this one, I really can't shoot, so I'm not really ever on the perimeter unless I'm setting screen. So that's kind of a different thing, but that's a different context. That's why I added it. But 92 stamina, that's just really what it is. And then when it comes to the build, shades of Lakers, Trailblazers, Hawks, you're gonna get Shaq, you're gonna get Robert Williams, and you're gonna get Clint Capella. I really wish they just would have put Shaq, and I would have been chilling with that, and that's just really what it is, and it comes out as an interior threat. Alright, we got one more build to go over. Come on, man. The lockdown builds are OD in this game. As simple as that. They're OD. They're just OD. So yeah, 6'7", in my opinion, is the best lockdown height. If you haven't seen my lockdown video where I went over pretty much every lockdown height, I pretty much went over every single immover enforcer. I went over all that in that video. You need to go watch that. But I think that this is the best lockdown build. 6'7", 233, 7'4" wingspan. That's going to be pretty much the build. So now, when it comes to the build, same thing as I did for the big man, except I don't have no standing dunk this time. But I do have an 84 driving dunk, so I can get contact dunks when I get lobs. Pretty much simple as that. I don't really have no way to create for myself. So I don't think going 87 or 90 is really too necessary because I don't have ball handle or speed of ball. So only way I'm getting contact dunks is through a lob, which is going to be created from somebody else and me cutting pretty much. So yeah, 78 3 ball, all I really need to shoot on this game, and perfect for a lockdown or big man. Pretty much the same mid-range 3 ball free throw combination as I had on my big man. Pretty much the same ball handle, steal ball, and pass accuracy as I had on my big man. Only to have pass accuracy. Now, when it comes to my defense, the defense is where the build goes crazy. It's a lockdown build, obvious. You're going to have 72 interior defense, so you can have anchor silver, so you can boost your blocking ability. I think that is actually something that you need if you're a lockdown build. Go ahead, alongside that, you do have Hall of Fame workhorse, but that is because of perimeter defense. Perimeter defense at 94. That's going to allow you to have badges like fast feet, Challenger Hall of Fame, ankle braces Hall of Fame, 94 feet Hall of Fame, workhorse Hall of Fame, all ball pass Hall of Fame, and clamps gold. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna lie, fast feet, I don't even know if it's a significant difference between the tiers or not. I just did this because I felt like it was like the best bang for your buck. If you don't want to go 94 and compared to 93, don't. I think clamps is nice, but I don't even think that's the best bump badge in the game. I think the best bump badge in the game is something that we're gonna go over later, but you probably already know. We're in January. If you don't know, then we'll go over it, but yeah, you probably already know. So yeah, 94 speed, or not speed, but steal, or not steal, but perimeter defense. Steal, 95 steal. Same thing as the big man. I don't think it's necessary to go 99 steal to have Hall of Fame glove. I don't think it's necessary to go 96 to have Hall of Fame right stick ripper. If you are a right stick ripper demon, then maybe it is. I'm not. But yeah, 95 stocking me to have the interceptor, crazy passing lanes with this build, max wingspan, interceptor. Come on, bro, this is crazy. 87 block, you're gonna be able to get chased down blocks. You have a really, I mean, you don't really have a crazy vertical, so yeah. I'm gonna be honest, you really could play big man with this build. I'm not gonna lie, because you have a higher offensive rebound on this build than I had on a big man. You have a little bit lower defensive rebound, which is an 85, but you're able to rebound on this build. You're able to rebound on this build. I would say, like, if you're a lockdown with this build, like, if you play park, you could play big man on this build, and you can play lock. Literally, like, you literally could. Especially at the park. I really feel like you could definitely get away with this build at the park playing big man. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, speed, got that max. Just because of the fact that, like, we don't, bro, they're so bad at, like, explaining to us how certain things work. So, like, lateral quickness is not a stat that you can upgrade. I personally think it's linked to perimeter defense, but with the fact that they are very bad at describing if it actually is linked to speed or perimeter defense or not, I'm not 100% sure which one it is. I always put speed max on my lockdown builds. So yeah, just in case, I have max speed. 77 acceleration, so go alongside fast feet. Then you have 90 strength, so you can have clamps as high as possible, bulldozer as high as possible, box out beast as high as possible, brick wall as high as possible, and the best bump badge, arguably the best defensive badge in the game. I don't think it is because you got the steal rating and the steal badges, but arguably the best defensive badge in the game, a movable enforcer. This is going to help you get crazy bump animations. It's going to help you get animations that make people pick up their dribble, all different type of stuff like that. Then you got an 80 vertical where you have posterizer, aerial wizard, pogo stick, chase down artist, and you have a 99 stamina, allow you to have 94 feet and workhorse. So very, very significant. And the build comes out as similar to shades of Tony Allen, Lock. Mikal Bridges used to be a lot, not really so much. And Derek White, hey, if you see my NBA tier list, you know how I feel about Derek White. And it comes out as, what else? A defensive menace. Now, one thing I don't want to gloss over, I want to say this last but not least, because it's only going to be a couple people that stick to this part of the video. It's super, super significant to go shooting guard over point guard, over small forward, over power forward, over center, no matter what you want to talk about for your lockdown build, because of the fact that you get pro dribble style. No matter what your ball handle is, no matter what your speed ball is, you can have pro dribble style on your lockdown build. makes it so OP. Now, another thing I would actually change on this build, if I could get even more, is mid-range. If you can get mid-range on your lockdown build, you are cooking. All I'm gonna say, that's the build. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Like I said, there was everything and more in this video when it came to builds. Guards, big man, lock, it did not matter. Even dump build, it did not matter. Just make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, man, more videos coming very soon. We're gonna try to get this joint going. Without further ado, though, man, it's your boy Fizz. I'm out there, man.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!